I'm going to test the Mobius TG airbrush. I got a boo-boo on my car. I don't know if you can see that. When I was working on an air compressor, I was moving it, and part of the air compressor came along and scarred a brand new paint job in this car right there on that spot. I came and filled it up with paint from the original paint can that this car was sprayed from, and I took a 1500 block sander, sanded around it, and then filled the gash, and that gash was deep. It went all the way down to the epoxy primer. So it went through the clear coat, it went through the base coat, it went through the polyurethane coat, it got all the way down to the epoxy base coat. So I filled up that gash with paint, and now I'm going to use the Mobius TG to try and smooth that thing over with clear coat. So I'm going to mask this thing off. I'm going to back tape it and use the Mobius TG with a 0.5 millimeter tip on it, fan tip, and shoot that, and then see if I can blend that out and buff it and hope that you can't tell. But here we go with it. This is going to be an unboxing of this new Gaahleri Mobius that I just ordered from Amazon. Just have a quick open. Nope, this not. I'm excited to get this and try it. Now I already have this GAD 68. I think that's what it is. Well, yeah, that's the GAD 68. I think it says so right there. I don't know if that shows. This has got a round pattern. I wanted to fix a paint boo-boo on my car, and I thought that I would need better a fan pattern, since fan pattern is what I'm used to shooting. I've watched enough YouTube videos on this thing to know what that says. Yeah, just like everybody else says, you get the 2 O-rings. Oh, that thing feels good. Feels beautiful. Let's see what's in it. The round tip is in it. I'm going to put the fan tip on it. That comes out. That looks really good. Okay. Okay, that goes. I want the spray pattern up and down, so I want that like that. And I saw one guy said that not to screw this thing down too tight because it'll crush the O-ring and your gun will start to spit or do weird things. So I'm going to get that and then just snugging down. That's it. Might need to twist that just a smidge more. There we go. That looks good. And let's see. I'll run that up just to where that hits it. The tension on the trigger feels good the way it is. I'm not going to adjust that at all. And it does have the quick release already screwed on. I had to put that on there extra. But I'm anxious to try this. Let's keep the tip protector on there. I'll put the round thing right there. We're good. I think I'm happy. Next thing to do, I'm going to test this tomorrow morning. It's going to be cooler. We got rain coming in this afternoon. We're supposed to drop about 10 degrees in temperature, which means my garage will be a whole lot easier to air condition, because the clear coat I'm going to spray is fast acting and it needs to be as cool as I can get it. Today, we're going to be finishing up this repair on my Toronado. You can see that little scar right there in the middle, sort of. What happened was, when I was working on the compressor, I was moving the compressor along the side of the car. Edge of the air nozzle got against this paint right here. This is brand new, and scratched it. You see that little sliver in the middle? That's where I sanded the thing out and daubed paint in it. And it looks like it doesn't match paint well, but this paint right here is the same color as this out here, which I've sanded this around this with 1500. So, did I get on this side? I can see that any better. So that's what I'm doing. I've got the garage cool down. I'm going to use my fancy dancy new Gaahleri trigger style fan type airbrush to do this. I'm using a fast activator, and that's good to 65 degrees minimum up. And let's see, we are at about 74 degrees in the garage right now. Air conditioner's going. I've left the, it was really cool here last night. It was like 57 degrees out. So let's see. We're 71 degrees right now on that spot. Let's see, what's the reduce here? 70. That's the paint, the gun cleaner. Let's see the urethane. Let's get down here where the stuff is. 70 degrees. $70. This right here is about a quarter full, so up here it's going to be warmer. But the material is down here. Well, it looks about the same, 70 degrees. Okay, so I'm going to mix this stuff up in small quantities. I've got my little mixing cups here. I'm going to mix 10% reducer. And I've got this thing marked right here, 4-to-1 with the clear to activator. And then 10% of thinner. Since I'm using a 0.5 airbrush, thinner is going to be, I think, required. And I've got my compressor set to 30 degrees output, or 30 psi output. So I'm going to start there. I'm going to test the pattern and see if that works. First thing we're going to do is to wipe this down with a microfiber. I can't do this one-handed. That's wax and grease remover. I did this last night too, so I'm just wiping off whatever mung may have accumulated on it overnight. Since this is in the garage, there is stuff floating around out here. Okay, we'll let that dry off real good. We'll go back. I think you can see where that scar is now. Okay, this is the Gaahleri Mobius TG. I have already shot some paint thinner through it. It seems to work okay. This is dual action. Pull the trigger back a little bit. You can hear the, I don't know if you can hear that or not. But you pull the trigger back a little bit, you get air. Pull it back all the way, you get paint. I'm going to go ahead and put the big reservoir on here. I need to find something that I can set this on. Got 3 rolls of tape here. Looks like it fits in there okay. Now, the next thing to do is mix up our paint. This is going to be the clear coat. Second line will be the reducer, the activator, and this will be the reducer. I'll set this out of the way. Then we're going to do a test pattern on this and see how it works. I'm going to pour this in one of these cups. So I can accurately pour it. In here. Okay, there's that. I'll pour this back in here. I'm going to use the same cup for the activator. This is not going to take much. Let's go to line number 2. That's line number 2. Now we'll go to line number 3. With the reducer. I think I'll use that same mixing cup. Oh. Okay, let's try this again. Fresh tabletop, fresh plastic, new glasses, containers. Okay. Now stir this all up. Let's move this stuff out of the way. And try not to knock anything else off. Scoot that there. Put that there. Put Mr. Mobius right there. I'm gonna go put some rubber gloves on right quick. Okay, turn your head to the left and cough. Let's see, are we getting, yeah, we get our spray pattern on there. This right here is supposed to have about a 2 to 4 hour hot life. Let's see if I can pour this in there without spilling all over the place. Okay, very good. I'm not going to put the top on it. I'm going to hook this up and hope for the best. Okay. That looks excellent. Just like it is. Let's go shoot the car. Okay, I'm going to put one very light coat and then 2 or 3 more heavier coats. Boy, this is coming out really, really faint. Yeah. I can just barely see the mist on the car. Okay, let's let that sit for about 10 minutes. We'll come back and add to it. Okay, I believe we've got enough time on that now. I cooked this pressure up just a smidge. I wasn't happy with the volume of material that was coming out. And now that looks a lot better. Let's go coat number 2. It looks awful thin too. There we go. Okay. We'll let that flash off and come back and hit it again. That looks a lot better. Ten more minutes. Okay, it has been about 9 minutes. Let's go hit this again. I think I got the pressure dialed up just about right. Obviously, this will be cut and buffed. Okay. Right there is the mark. Okay, now another 10 minutes or so, thereabouts. That's flattening out nicely. Be easy to cut and buff. Okay, last coat, I think. Make sure I've got full flow this time. Make sure this goes on wet. I believe we've got it. And that was about the end of the material. Okay, one thing I did after each spray, I took this gun cleaner and sprayed off the nozzle. Now that's all sprayed out. Take that off. Is that showing up? Oh, of course not. Idiot. I use this stuff to clean the gun. Between each spraying, I would take this and shoot the spray nozzle just to make sure nothing is collecting on it. Okay. Take that off. That comes off. I think that comes out. Yeah. Now, they say that this is all you need to do. We will find out. This right here is that little O-ring that they give you extra ones in the kit for. One thing about these things, these Gaahleris, these new ones, the inside of that cut is polished. So boy, you can tell right away whether you've got debris in it or not. That is really nice. Okay. We are done with this process. There's the cap, if you choose to use it. Okay. Be very careful about putting that over that needle. So those things are extremely delicate. You screw that thing down where the O-ring bottoms out. It can act like it's bottoming out. There it goes. Okay. And then we'll put the fan cap back over it. Doesn't matter where that fan pattern ends up because it's going back in the box right now. They say be careful about getting paint thinner or cleaner on this because the finish on this handle will distort and get weird. There are the two extra O-rings that came with the kit that go underneath that spiral air deflector, or whatever they call that thing in there. Okay. Let's go look at what we got. There's a bit of a haze around the repair. I can see just a very light indicator of where that repair was. But I'm hoping that when I cut and buff it, that'll all come out. According to the instructions on the clear, 18 to 24 hours before I can wet sand and buff that. So tomorrow I'll hit it I'm going to park it outside in the sun this afternoon. I'll bring it back in tomorrow. We'll hit it with, we'll wet sand it with 1200, 1500, 2000, maybe 2500 or 3000. And then we will wool pad buff it. And then with actually buffing compound, then we'll hit it with a foam pad with a polishing compound. And that ought to wrap this project up. Okay, we're sitting out here in the sun now. I don't know if anything shows up or not. I think all I see is reflection. I can see a little bit of a haze around here. I can't, oh, I think that right there is where the repair was. So tomorrow, I'll cut and buff that. It actually feels pretty slick. That overspray just almost wipes off with my finger. I believe we're going to be good. And as almost always, Darwin's got to make an appearance. There Darwin is. Say hi, buddy.